Hello to all of you, and we promise you that we are going to listen to one of the creations from Shishir Ahmed because we were listening to um, Nije Ke Harabor Boy last time, where he collaborated with Rafa, and there was a recommendation that comes out right at the end of that particular track, and it features Masha Islam. So we were intrigued. We naturally were intrigued because we like Masha Islam's voice. I think we have mentioned zillions of time.
We
Um,
are we are a fan.
we are fan. So we naturally were gravitated towards this particular track called Kotha Furiye Jaye, and it features Bakhtiar. So importantly, a lot of you have suggested us to react to Bay of Bengal, a band, and Bakhtiar is the lead vocalist of it. We are really sorry we haven't catched up on the Bay of Bengal's track we have listened to. Yeah, you wanted to
And
say?
he is an amazing flutist as well.
Oh, yeah. You were right. You were right. Okay. So probably in future we might listen to Bay of Bengal at some time, but here this collaboration sounds really interesting because it has Bakhtiar, it has Shishir, it has Masha. What else one could have hoped for? So let's get started.
Let's do it. Three, two, one, play.
কত কথা ছিল শুধুই তোমাতে আমাতে ছিল রঙে ভরা কত যে স্বপ্ন ছিল এক রাশি গল্প আলোকিত হয় কেন কথা সব ঘুরিয়ে যায় কত বেদনার রাত ভেঙে হেসেছি দুজন কত ফাগুনে সেজেছে এই মন কত ভালোবাসা উড়ে উড়ে বিঁধেছে বুকে কেন সব শেষ হয়ে যায়
কত স্বপ্ন ছিল তোমারই দু চোখে আমার মনে ক্যানভাসে কত ছবি আসে
I love the
আমাদের
hairstyle.
আকাশে ভালোবাসার রং ঘুরিয়েছে
তোমার তোমাকে পারিনি আমি ছুঁতে চোখের ভাষাতে সবটা দেখে দিয়েছি
He's so passionately playing the guitar that you cannot hear it.
ছিলে পারিনি আমি বোঝাতে যদি সব শেষ হওয়ারই ছিল কেন হলো শুরুটা তবে যত কাছে এলে কাছে আসা হয় এসেছিলাম ততটা কাছে দূরে দূরে থেকে হৃদয়ে ভেঙে যায় বলো কি আর বাকি আছে এই বুকে জমা স্তব্ধ
chords being
নিচে
played,
বেদনা শুধু
it's
নীলে
very
নীলে
muffled.
বেড়েই চলেছে তুমি জানো সবই বুঝেই নিয়েছো সবটাই শুধু জানোনি আমাকে
কত স্বপ্ন ছিল তোমারই দু চোখে আমার মনে ক্যানভাসে কত ছবি আসে আমাদের আকাশে ভালোবাসার রং ঘুরিয়েছে
তোমার তোমাকে পারিনি আমি ছুঁতে চোখের ভাষাতে সবটা দেখে দিয়েছি বিষয়ে হৃদয়টা ছিলে পারিনি আমি বোঝাতে যদি সব শেষ হওয়ারই ছিল কেন হলো শুরুটা তবে
I like this part. It's violent, right? Yeah, probably.
ভেজা চোখ হারালে লুকিয়ে রেখে ডুবে ডুবে থেকে চোরা
I think they were just these.
ধূসর আধারে ভুলে নিজেকে খুঁজি আজও তোমাকে ভেজা চোখ হারালে লুকিয়ে রেখে ডুবে ডুবে থেকে চোরা বালিতে ধূসর আধারে ভুলে নিজেকে খুঁজি আজও তোমাকে তোমার তোমাকে পারিনি আমি ছুঁতে চোখের ভাষাতে সবটা দেখে দিয়েছি
Here the voice would have sounded so amazing.
হৃদয়টা ছিলে পারিনি আমি বোঝাতে যদি সব শেষ হওয়ারই ছিল কেন হলো শুরুটা তবে তোমার তোমাকে পারিনি আমি ছুঁতে চোখের ভাষাতে সবটা দেখে দিয়েছি
like the outro though.
Mm,
With synth,
yeah, yeah.
feels like
And
there's
you
a
can,
synth.
yes, correct. The
All
outro is
right,
beautiful.
all right, yeah, all right. So do, I am frustrated with this track.
I'm too a little bit. Yeah, I'll tell you why.
Although the bright, the silver lining, the ray of light, the bright spot, you can guess was Masha Islam for us. Probably for me, probably for you as well. Right? So we are such a fanboys of Masha Islam. Yeah, I mean we heard it heard for the first time probably 6 months ago, probably,
Yeah.
and since then she is one of our favorite artists, favorite vocalists from Bangladesh, right? But yeah, Masha Islam, you go.
So I'm actually, it was a good song, but there are specific parts which I liked, not in its entirety. You mentioned Masha Islam's name. I was frustrated because Masha's voice was layered with Bakhtiar's voice. Uh, I would have appreciated if she had gotten more of her own space because she has a beautiful voice. And I think it would have suited in isolation as well. That's what I feel. We were just discussing her voice is like um, Coil bird sound. So she has so
Awesome.
beautiful voice that it would have accentuated the emotions of this particular track and probably would have amplified the overall impact, in my opinion. So she probably got a bit sidelined here. That's what I feel. And I mean, musically speaking, first of all, let's talk about Bakhtiar. So when I listened to Bakhtiar in this particular track the first time, I was thinking that okay, we have listened to better vocalist out of Bangladesh when he was singing the initial first lines. I was thinking that okay, he's a good vocalist, obviously, but we have heard better vocalists throughout our journey of exploration. But I love the way he sang the chorus. He was completely into it, really. We talked about Rafa as well, the way he was just screaming his lungs out in that track. And here he's also showing a bit of agony. The male
Yeah,
artist actually, the kind of um, the kind of fight, the kind of uh, emotions or the kind of conflict that the couple is going through, I think was done brilliantly by Bakhtiar, and his voice actually did justice to the overall message of the track. Um, but musically, I think it was a bit okayish. I love the outro as you mentioned. I love the intro as well, the way song starts
yes.
but I felt musically somewhat it was lost in the middle somehow. You were mentioning during the track that the guitar riffs, he's playing the guitar so passionately, but you cannot hear the riffs itself. It's probably too muffled. Um, I don't know why. It was maybe done on
Got lost into the mixing.
yes, yeah. I don't know if it was done
I
on
mean, you could
purpose.
hear it. Of
Yes.
course, you could hear it, but it was so muffled. It was so bogged down. It was like so suppressed,
Hmm.
so distorted that they just couldn't stand out. And there were some places where those riffs, those chords, would have added a lot of punch.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
what I felt, and this is where as while watching this video, as whenever I watch him play it so passionately, and you cannot hear anything, you just get frustrated. Yeah, about Bakhtiar, I think I agree with you. I think I thought that he had a similar range when we heard the vocalist from Abrovirus.
Arbovirus,
He
yeah.
had a very similar range, right? And we heard another band called Conclusion,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Uh,
Their vocalist had a also very similar range, and this shows that there is this cultural essence in
Hmm.
this kind of vocals. So it shows that there is this culture, there is this set expectation. This is how you sing,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
that
Good
showed.
point.
That showed,
Mm.
right? I also thought that he emoted well. The previous track we heard, Rafa. I mean, we are not comparing. Rafa emoted really, really well. He could capture the emotions really well. Here in the chorus, he did really well as well. I agree with you. Masha could have had more space. I would have loved that. But even when she had very little space, I love that part.
Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as her voice comes in, yeah, it just brightens everything else. It
Yeah.
just brightens. Um, so today we were talking about, me and him were talking about that, we are gonna listen to this particular track, and he was like, okay, you were talking about Shishir and Masha, and there's another track of him where they collaborated. Actually, there are more. One is called 1988, where there's this retro kind of music. But you shared with me Shonar Moya, no,
Sonar Moina Paki. Jao Paki Bolo Tare.
Jao Paake Bolo Tare,
Hmm.
and that particular track, the original track, I love it so much. There are tracks that you like, there are tracks you love, there are tracks you absolutely adore. That track I absolutely adore. Right, go watch our video to see how much adore we, how much adoration we have for that particular track. But she was singing that track, and oh my god, I melted right there and then. I was making tea while listening to that track, and I was
You added more sugar to it.
yeah, I don't take sugar with tea, but I didn't need it after that track. All
Yes.
right, so that's the kind of adoration we have for Masha Islam, right? We just, I personally, my individual ears
Mm.
have been tuned to like Masha Islam more.
Hmm.
But yeah, for me, but this particular track, the whole track, the concept, the everything, the execution, vocally was well done. But arrangement wise, mixing wise, again, there was this frustration for me that
Mm.
the guitar. I mean, he's a guitarist. He's a keyboardist and guitarist for Ortho him.
Hmm.
I naturally have expectations.
Obviously,
Right?
yes.
There would
Yeah.
be like crazy, some deep, meaningful lead piece, right? Solo,
Mm.
or some riffs where you would move with them.
Mm.
There
Yeah.
were, but they were. I don't know what happened.
Subdued somehow.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'm done.
I think we talked about the music itself. The video, it was a pretty decent video. I think,
The video they do is amazing. They're amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The video was, I mean, nothing fancy about the video, but I
Yeah,
like the slight creative storytelling in this particular video where you can see the guy building small house and he's trying to add each tiny detail with perfection, and he's so engrossed in building it that he's not even realizing that his own home is falling
his
apart.
relationship is falling apart. Oh
Yeah,
my god, very well put. Very
yeah.
well put. Good.
So
Well
he's
done.
probably they are showing him as an artist, completely committed to his art, or maybe an extremely workaholic professional who is committed to his work that he has neglected his own home. But the miscommunication and the differences have started to seep in. So the video was pretty well done in accordance to the message of the song.
The female model also did really. I mean, she acted really well. I thought
Mm, yeah,
the
yeah.
male model came out too aggressive in some of the shots, but very well captured. I think yeah, you summarized it very well.
Yeah. All right, I think so. It's probably decided then that we are going to react to Jao Paki Bolo Tare the next time, the cover that has been done by Masha and Shishir. So, okay, we already have one in the list. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for listening this track with us. Let us know your thoughts. If any other tracks that you could recommend from Shishir, which we might have missed, then do let us know about that. Until then, take care. Bye.